So I was doing some browsing around at the post-rotation decks, and the standard ones you would come across, and then there's all the rogue ones you would come across. But one that caught my attention is this deck. Well, this card specifically. I'm pretty sure I didn't even talk about this card in my set list review video of Perfect Order, but this is Doublade. Doublade. I think it's Doublade. And apparently this card is good. This deck is good. But I didn't think much about it, but apparently I'm wrong. So Doublade is a 110 HP metal type Pokemon, and it has the weaponized swords attack for 2 colorless energy. It does 60 damage times the amount of Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash you reveal from your hand. Let me reword that. You reveal any number of Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash from your hand, and it does 60 damage for each card you revealed in this way. So if I were to compare this card to anything, it would probably be the Rockets deck that I looked at, but instead of discarding the cards from your hand, you just reveal them and do the damage. And compared to support cards, which you have to draw into or use a very limited amount of searching options to get, getting Pokemon into your hand is a lot easier. We have a lot of cards that just search Pokemon, Ultra Ball, Pokepad. We have supporters that search our Pokemon. This deck just seems like a better version of the Team Rockets deck. But it also does suffer from kind of the same thing as a Team Rockets deck, is that 1, it's an evolution, and 2, the energy requirements. Now you obviously can use stuff like ignition energy, and you can just choose metal energy if you want, but it's a case of you don't get that energy, you're not attacking, and then you're going to have to be behind on prizes. As we go into the deck list, you're going to see that this deck just is a lot better than the Team Rockets deck, and I'm actually looking forward to playing with this one. So for the Pokemon, we are playing 4 Honedge, 4 Doublade, and 4 Aegislash. You can also attack with Aegislash, because we are playing metal energies, so you can attach a metal as well as an ignition energy and do metal slash for 230 damage. During your next turn's Pokemon can't use attacks, so it's just like a bit of a backup option. Keep in mind you do have to reveal the Honedge, Doublade, and Aegislash, which you're going to actually be playing as well, so you are going to have to be like benching Honedges and then evolving into Doublades. So it is something you're going to have to keep an eye on, is that this is sort of like an end game option if by the late stages or the mid stages of the game, you've gone through some of those Honedges and Doublades, so on and so forth. We are playing a draw support engine of Dunsparce and 2 Dunsparce, as well as the Fan Rotom Search Map. We are also playing Hops Cramorant, which can do 120 damage, but if your opponent doesn't have exactly 3 or 4 prize cards, it doesn't do anything, so they basically need to have 3 or 4 prize cards, otherwise this attack doesn't do anything. And then we're playing 1 Shaman for the bench protection, 1 First to Draw cards, and also 1 Genesect, which allows us to search out Doublades and Aegislashes, which then lets us build up damage or just evolve into them if needed. Items: 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin, 3 Night Stretcher, 4 Pokepad, 3 Pokegear, 2 Switch, because everything in this deck has like 2 or 1 retreat cost, like everything has pretty high retreat costs, so kind of do need these to like switch between stuff if needed. 2 Battle Cage, kind of serves a similar thing as Shaman, just protects our bench Pokemon. Jamming Tower to stop any pesky tool cards, which we don't play ourselves. And then for supporters, 2 Boss's Orders, 3 Dawn, which is another way that we can search out a bunch of Pokemon, such for stage 1, 2, and 3 Pokemon, or a basic stage 1 and stage 2. So you basically just can search out an entire line of the Aegislash and, maybe get a Dunsparce, or maybe get a basic and stuff like that. 3 Hilda, so we can search out an evolution and an energy, which allows us to search ignition energy, a bit of a form of consistency, and 2 Lana's Aid, which lets us get free in any combination of Pokemon that don't have a rule box and basic energy cards from our discard pile. Basically Night Stretcher times 3, but only for non-rule box Pokemon, but we only played 2 rule box Pokemon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For Aspec, Enriching Energy, which is most likely going to go on to Dunsparce to draw a bunch of cards, 4 Ignition Energy, and 2 Metal Energy. So, we're going to take this deck on to the ladder, see how we perform. I'm hoping this deck does a lot better than the Team Rockets deck. This one seems more consistent, and you can also play stuff. You're also not limited to just Team Rocket stuff, which is another thing I like about this deck. So let's just see how we do. As always, this is my first time playing the deck, so I may make mistakes. It's a learning experience, so do keep that in mind. So given that we are a stage 1 deck, I imagine we want to go first, so that we can get ourselves set up for the follow-up turn. Do I want to go first? Yes, because I do want to get set up, and then evolve next turn. And this looks okay. We do have a Genesect to help thin the deck if we need to be. They do have the Badoo, which, keep in mind, doesn't do any damage to me. Get Fan Rotom. And then Fan Call. One of them is Pride, that's unfortunate, so I'm going to go bench, bench. And then I'm going to bench the Genesect and use it to get 2 Doublade. Just helps thin the deck. And then we pass. We do get item locked, which I'm not really bothered about, to be honest. It doesn't do any damage because we're a metal type. This is probably, yep, Dragapult. Get a Dracloak. I'm just going to get hit with the Itchy, so I want to go for this one because it has an energy on it. Shot. We draw Pokepad, unfortunate. That's new, but it does help identify stuff. I actually don't think I want to evolve just yet, so I am just going to pass here. But it's not that we're kind of dead drawing because we can thin out the deck. And then we have a higher chance of drawing into what we need. That Pokepad would have been very nice because I could have gotten a Dunsparce. Evolving the other Dreepy, so they might have another Dracloak. Or they might have Rekande. I'm just going to attach onto that one, so now I want to go for this one. Well, now they're going to Pokepad for another one, so now I want to go for either of them, really. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be a bit of a slow game, but it's also kind of fine. Pollen. Night Stretcher. We are dead drawing, which is a bit annoying. Just going to search these. This is probably going to die next turn, which is very annoying. I could actually bring up this monkey and just like stall for a bit. I'm going to do that. So now they need to get the monkey out and waste resources. It's a waste of a boss, but it's fine. Yeah, so they waste the air balloon. Unless they just drew it. Oh, the Dragapult experience. It's so fun, isn't it? Battle Cage would be nice, because then this just gets locked here, and they can't blow it up. There's the Pult. Do they have the energy? They do. So now I can actually start doing some things. I also do need to get another Hornedge into play. I can get 2 in Pokepad and Night Stretcher. I don't think I want a Lana here. Probably going to put 2 on the Genesect so that they can bring it up next turn. In that case, I kind of don't want to put the Fez down. Doesn't really matter, I'll just put up this one. Draw Helder. Don't think I can use this. This. Bench. And then I'm going to Pokepad. Don't know why he's emoting. Is this going to be an emote spam? I genuinely hate when people emote spam. It's actually kind of annoying. Evolve. And then I'm going to Rich. Cool. We'll do this first. Take a Dawn. Do this again. I don't have to worry about any form of hand disruption, so I can just set up myself. Okay. Bring up other Dunsparce. Evolve this one, Runaway Draw again. I'm not bothered about getting rid of this. Put this down. Pokegear for nothing. And then... pass. So if I evolve all three, I'm doing 6, 12, 18, only 24. Let me guess, boss. Of course. So they're going to take 3 prizes. Unless they have Dusknoir. Dusknoir candy. If they have that, I will just concede. But they don't have another Dragapult set up. They're getting a Dusclops. No Battle Cage. So the Battle Cage would be nice. But sadly we're not drawing that. Just hoping they don't evolve into another Dragapult. They probably are because they put an energy on it. They are using Cursed Blast. Why? Very strange, because... Are you going to reset stamp me? Because I don't think you can. Okay. Oh, they're going to knock out 2 of them. I see. Well, that's fine for me, because then I don't have to put as many resources into doing that. This is just better for me. I'm very confused. I mean, yeah, you knock out 2 of them, I kind of don't really care. Bring this up. Ah, they're in a situation where boss is game, if they have it. That's what they're doing. I see. If they have it, they have it. There's nothing I can really do about it. Which is annoying. But... God, the emote spam, he's one of those players. Yeah, just do it. 6, 12, 18, 24. We'll just do all of them. There's one of my battle cages. Just play it. There's the Ultra Ball. Prize your oh, it would have been funny if he had prized them. That would have been very funny. Why are we using Recon Directive? If you have the boss, just play it. I don't understand what he's doing. If you have boss, just play it. He doesn't have the boss. Interesting. He still takes 2 KOs. Now I just have to hope I draw something. Nope. Pokemon really need to implement a system where you can just turn off the emote spams, because they are so annoying. Like, can we just turn these off, please? Does that do it? Does that mean it's turned off now? I'm going first. Is it going to be Dragapult again? Am I going to get Badooed again? And Rotom start. I mean, this start isn't bad. I do start Fan Rotom, which is annoying. Archaladon. Archaladon with hops stuff. Interesting. I will take the 1. Okay, this doesn't stop bench. Damage from attacks is still taken. We get 2 on edge. I'm going to Fan Call. All 3. Bench. I'll bench 2 of them. And go. Need to get a Shaman out. This deck specifically. Insta Slash is 30, but they can build up damage over time. Duraludon. Another Pokepad. Snorlax, so now it's 60. But then again, I kind of want them to knock out my stuff. Okay, they're gonna Meowth. Already. For a Lily. They have the Postwick for more damage. So this does get KO'd. If they have... Oh, they just have a Metal Energy. Is that all they're gonna do? Yep, that is all that's gonna happen. Sure. Promote this one. So I think I'm playing the Dawn here. Well, first off, I'm gonna get the Dunsparce. I don't really need to Buddy Puffin. I think Dawn. We'll see what I draw into. So there could be better options. It's down again. I can get another Dunsparce. I love being able to loop cards over and over again. Okay. So we have the Doublade. So 6, 12, 18, 24. We need 4 in hand. I could get all 4. Because this is 1 and then we'll get some more. So I evolve. I'm going to get rid of the Postwick. Pokegear. We'll grab a Dawn. And then... yes. So we get 1, 2, 3. I need to keep them all in hand, otherwise I'm not going to do enough damage. I am going to buddy for 2 more of these. And then I'm going to weaponize swords. 6, 12, 18, 24. Take 2. And we get our energy for next turn, even though I already had one. I don't think I've wanted discard. There's another hop. Another Zacian. Latias, Night Stretcher for what energy? Okay, I'll just knock out again. This is what it's come to. 1 prize against 2 prizes. I still don't have the Archaladon. Sure. This actually doesn't kill, because it's only doing 60. But he's still going for it. It only does 60, so I live. And then I just do what I did all over again. Okay, I can actually risk evolving, so I can just Dawn. So I'm gonna grab a Shaman. This and this. So I can actually evolve this one. Put this down. Evolve one of these. And draw. Cool. And I think we just attack. Yeah. 6, 12, 18, 24. I don't have a boss to bring up anything, but that's fine. And he conceded. So that's how the deck is supposed to function. Although the resource management is something can be a bit finicky. You need to have, obviously, the evolutions and the basic in your hand in order to do damage. So that's something we need to be wary of. Our opponent is going first. This time we've done sparse. I do get to use a supporter if needs be. They are playing rockets. So let's see who has the better 1 prize deck. Because with this, you need a lot of stuff, and you are so limited on what you're able to do. So, I'm going to immediately rip this. We're going to bench Dawn for probably Van Rotom. Do I get Genesect? Genesect is a 2-prizer. But he does have access to Giovanni. It does get me names. Van Rotom Fins. This also Fins. It's difficult. I think this. Bench. Metal Signal. Or 2 Doublade. Except with Genesect I could just get 2, because I only think I need... No, I need 3 to knock out a Honchkrow, I think. So I will pass here. No, I don't want to attach, because it just falls off at the end of the turn. Do you have the Honchkrow? Yeah, I do need 3, 10 damage off. Here's the Ignition. Factory. Ariana, but do you draw supporters is the question. So that's the thing that I found with this deck. Okay. Really? You get 3 off of your Roto stick? I don't get any. But here's the thing. Is this even winnable? It might be for him because they play Ignition and the Team Rockets one. I don't know if this is winnable for me. Because I'll have to attach to a Doublade 2 energy. Really? Why? I'm so confused. Why would you... Huh? Ah yes, let me waste resources. What a great idea. That's so weird. I don't even think I need to bother with that. You know what, I will bother with it. Because I'm not really using anything else. Get rid of that. Sure. 6, 12, 18. So, I guess they're trying to set up a Porygon as just like the main attacker. They probably have the guy that shuffles. No, they're gonna Ariana instead. There's the Porygon 2, and another Porygon 2. But do you have 2 supporter cards to knock out? Because you just discarded a whole bunch of them. Okay. So there's the 2. Are you gonna discard a million of them again? I also just realised I don't have another thingy set up. They are just going to discard 2. Put this up. Okay. Evolve. Metal Signal. Do I Lana? Probably not. I'm gonna run away first. Because we can get the body buffing. Do put up a 2 prizer, which is a bit annoying. And then... a Dawn. Let me actually check. So they got rid of 1 Giovanni. So this Porygon is doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, only 200. 220 if they get another one in discard. Ah, it's only 120. That could have been good. And then you, I suppose. Just something, I guess. Just put this up. It's like I don't really know what other basic to get. Get another Honedge. And then... if I had an energy, I could actually attack with this, but I don't have an energy. Pass. Because now the situation is... they're still using Hornscrow. But when you run out of supporters, your Hornscrows are just there, not doing anything. And I can just go after your Porygons. Because looking at your discard, you have one, you have no Protons, you have one Petrol, you have 2 Ayanas, you have 3 Archers and 3 Giovannis. Did you not get a supporter? Okay, we're Ultra Balling. Gonna discard a supporter for a Pokemon you can't evolve. Okay, we're gonna Miracle Headset. To get back 2 supporters, one of them being Giovanni, but you've already played a supporter this turn, so you're gonna have to discard it because you need to discard 2. That you already have another Giovanni. Yep, you're discarding the supporters that you just added back. It's kind of just falling apart for him. Which again, is one thing I didn't like about the deck. Right, I'm just not drawing anything. Nothing. That's fine. I'll grab Dunsparce. Pop that down, we're gonna go evolve. Can I risk it? Yeah, I only need the Aegis Lashes in hand, I can just evolve everything. Again, this is the issue that I'm gonna come up to. It's that my ignitions are gonna run out. Weaponized swords, 12, 18. I can't use my... If they take a KO next turn, I can't use Cramorant. Evolving into Honchkrow. Do they have the resources, or have they just run out of everything? Getting a Murkrow. So they haven't played a supporter, they've used 2 energies, they have the Archer. Just hoping they draw into what they need, which is energy. And you need 2 supporters. So they can get a supporter, unless it's prized. It's not prized. So they do have 2. One of them's a Giovanni. And they've already used a spec. Yeah, I think now I Lana. Unless I get something else. Nope, I am using Lana here. Use what, 2 ignition? I actually should have probably gone the boss and gone after a Porygon. I'd hope to draw into one, but I also do need an energy. So I want to go after these now, because these are useless. Okay, we pray that we draw... Well, there's an energy. Not the one we need. Put you... I could actually put this up. But then again, that's kind of a bad idea. Get rid of the stadium. So I do need another one in hand. So it's like, what am I getting? Energy and another Aegis Slash just to KO? They've used 3 energy, so they still have a bunch left. But they need ignition for these unless they evolve it, and they only play the one. And they've used 2. Just have to go for the KO. I just have to go for the KO and hope they don't have the resources. It's purely what it is. Still moving up the Haunch Crow. Or 2, so they have 1 Archer, 1 Ariana, and 2 Giovanni. They didn't add anything. Yeah, they have the Archer. Cool. They have the energy. They're gonna factory. But do you have 2 supporter cards? You have, what, 3 left in deck? Yeah, you get 1. For nothing. How is this person have absolutely everything they need? I don't understand. When I played this deck, I was bricking all the time. But when this person plays it, they just have everything. I mean, it's Hilda again. Actually, probably should have done this. It's literally just Hilda again. Oh well. The 1 ignition and the Dunsparce. Could just hope they don't have the ignition energy. But they probably have it. Like, why wouldn't they? Probably already have the ignition energy in hand, ready to go. Here comes the Porygon 2, here comes the ignition energy. I'm waiting for it. Pokepad. You just need to attach ignition and you win. Roto Stick. Nothing. You drew your entire deck. It'd be fun. Oh, it'd be funny if it was prized. That would have been funny if it was prized, because then I could have just passed the turn. So overall, Doublade wasn't really the type of deck that I was expecting it to be. It kind of is good when it goes off, but it does suffer from the same type of weaknesses that other decks like this have. For example, Rockets, and also Alakazam to an extent, which require you to have certain cards in your hand, or a certain number of cards in your hand. Hand Disruption is a thing, and Hand Disruption is still a thing in the format. Like, Rockets has access to Archer, which can shuffle your hand away and draw 3. Reset Stamp is now like the most played A-spec in the game, which puts you down to 2 cards, and if those 2 cards are completely useless, then you kind of can't really do anything. But when it goes off, it can be pretty good, although the resource management is a little bit iffy compared to these other types of decks. For Alakazam, it's just 20 damage for every card in your hand. For Rockets, you discard supporter cards. But for this deck, you need to have the Pokemon in your hand, but at the same time, you also need to play those Pokemon, Like, you need to have Honages in play to then evolve into Doublades, but you also need those cards in your hand in order to do damage. So it does have its strengths over these other types of decks, but it also does have its weaknesses. I think it's a little bit better than some of them, but it also does suffer from some other things. For example, in that Rockets game, I don't think I was going to win that either way, because I only play 4 Ignition, 2 Metal Energy, so I would need to waste 2 turns getting one powered up with 2 Metal Energies after I've used all my Ignition Energies, and if that one gets knocked out, I have no resources left. Whereas with these other types of decks, for example, Alakazam requires 1 energy, so you can just use a Psychic Energy. Team Rockets has access to Rockets Energy and Ignition Energy, so it has a bit of an edge in that regard. But overall, it was interesting to play. It's definitely something, probably could see play at events. I think actually it's doing well in Japan. It's just like a rogue deck. It's probably my favourite out of the ones that I've played so far, but it also does suffer from those aspects. Obviously, limited amount of energy, so if you're also up against a single prize deck, then you're kind of in a really bad situation. You need to have the Pokemon that you are playing in your hand, but you also need to play them in order to do the damage. It does have its strengths, but it does have its weaknesses, and it's something that we'll probably end up seeing play, and something that I imagine people will want to test out. Maybe if we get a new Aegislash, or maybe an Aegislash EX, or like a Honedge that's good, that could be thrown into the deck, so on and so forth. It was decent, but it does have those very glaring weaknesses to hand disruption, its low energy count, and the fact that you need to play the Pokemon, but also have the Pokemon in your hand at the same time to do damage. And that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about Doublade. Is this something you're going to be picking up? Is this something you have your eye on? Is this something you've been testing out? So on and so forth. Just let me know your thoughts and opinions about the deck, and is this a deck that you are looking to play post-rotation? Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that nonsense. Any and all support is greatly appreciated, and you take care.